And I do have my dear brother Shakil with us. Assalamu alaikum, Shakil.
Wa alaikum assalam.
And of course, we also have our dear brother Imran with us. Of course, Imran Mir, a YouTuber, as well as, of course, sports nutritionist, as well as a fitness coach. And we've been having some excellent insights into the fight from brother Imran so far, and hoping to have some more today. So let's go back to the lines to see if brother Imran is still with us. Brother Imran, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Jazakallah khair for staying with us, my dear brother. And of course, thank you for your time, not only yesterday, but also this evening as well, inshallah, into this fight, Crawford versus Khan. Of course, it's very much look forward to, and I think it's one of the biggest fights that I've kind of come across in the recent times, and I think a lot of people are out there. There's a lot of talk about this fight and a lot of opinions. So listeners, if you do have an opinion, do let us know. 01582481822. We would love to hear your thoughts, as well as, of course, you can text and WhatsApp in your thoughts, and we will do our best to read out your thoughts as well, inshallah. So brother Imran, in regards today's schedule, and what we're looking to do is, obviously we spoke quite a lot about Khan and Khan's camp, Khan's weaknesses and strengths yesterday. I was hoping we can maybe touch upon a little bit about Crawford, and of course this unknown warrior, so to speak, who nobody's really heard of, and maybe we thought we could home in on Crawford itself, and maybe if you can give us some insights as to where has Crawford been all these years, and how come there hasn't really been any limelight on some of his fights previously?
Because Terence Crawford's a great fighter. He's not been. The reason why he's not been in the limelight is because in America there's a lot of sports, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot going on in America. So it's harder to be a star. You either have to be exceptionally good. It's just difficult in America to be known. So this is why it's taken Crawford very long, but he's so good that now people are starting to recognize him and starting to get to know him. He's not even that popular in America. If you walk on in the streets in America and say Terence Crawford, people don't even know him in his own country. So he's not going to be known in the UK if he's not known in his own country. But that doesn't mean that he's not a great fighter just because he's not known. Some people don't have the personality where they're famous stars. Like, for example, Amir Khan, on the other hand, he's in a country where it's not that big, there's not that much traffic, and he was in the right place at the right time, and he became a huge star. Crawford is in a big pond, and he's a small fish in a big pond, so that's why it's very difficult for Crawford to become a household name in America. He's not managed to do very well on his pay-per-view. The first pay-per-view fight that he did against Victor Posto, he did about 50,000 buys, which is very, very poor from a pay-per-view. The amount of buys the amount of people that bought the fight in America was very, very poor. But I think he is becoming a bigger star in America, and I think eventually, if he keeps winning and keeps beating the opponents that they put in front of him, he will become that household name in America.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, fighting Khan is definitely going to help him towards that, putting him on the map. If he does go ahead and win on Saturday, surely that's going to be a huge step towards that. But previous fighters, of course, if Crawford isn't stepping into the ring for the first time, it's 34 professional fights, 25 knockouts, 9 decisions, unbeaten. That's an amazing record. But in regards to the fighters themselves and his previous fought, and I know we mentioned a few of them, has there been any fighter, do you think, who has been of Khan's standard in his prime, and Crawford has actually done really well to beat them?
Not really. That's a not. This is why Crawford hasn't probably got that name, because of the level of opponents. Although he was undisputed 140-pound champion and he had all the belts in the 140-pound division, there weren't that many great fighters there. So his toughest win probably came against Gamboa, Victor Posto, but these aren't great fighters. These are on the level of Amir Khan at his best. I believe Amir Khan would beat all of Terence Crawford's opponents, although they have got one virtual opponent who Amir Khan lost to, which was Brady Prescott early on in his career. But that was very early on in Amir Khan's career, and Brady Prescott was a big puncher at the time. I don't believe if Amir Khan had rematched him, he would have beaten him. So yeah, I think Terence Crawford hasn't fought anyone at the level of Amir Khan. If Amir Khan is at his best, he hasn't fought anywhere near that level, I believe.
That's interesting. I know you mentioned Prescott, and looking at Prescott's record, it's really poor, the amount of losses he's had. Yeah. He's lost to the likes of Paul McCloskey, who Khan very comfortably beat early on. Yeah. It's interesting talking about the record. So we know that Khan was exposed at a young age, and the level of opponents he was fighting. Whereas if you look at Crawford's record, there's names that are unheard of. You don't know who these fighters are, really. But they're of a similar age. So, in your opinion, is this going to work in Khan's favour? Or has he peaked way too early? And is he coming on, is he declining now? Or is Crawford coming to his peak now? What do you read into that? Who is it going to... Where does the advantage lie with the records that we see in front of us?
See, the thing is, Amir Khan's got a lot more mileage on the clock. He's obviously fought the tougher fights. He's had the harder fights. So obviously he's a lot more worn out. He's obviously been knocked out as well. So he's a lot more worn out than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford had it quite comfortable so far. He's beaten the guys that are put in front of him quite comfortably. So obviously you would say that Amir Khan is on the decline and Crawford is obviously at his peak. And he's the more fresher fighter out of the two because he hasn't had the tough fights like Amir Khan's had, especially early on in his career. The fights with Madonna, the fights with Canelo, we obviously lost Danny Garcia. Lamont Peterson was a very tough fight as well. So Amir Khan's been in there with a lot of tough and good fighters, where Terence Crawford hasn't. I do believe that if Terence Crawford had been in the ring with a lot of the fighters that Amir Khan has fought, he would have had a lot tougher ride. I'm not saying he wouldn't have beaten. I think Terence Crawford would beat most of the guys that Amir Khan's beaten, and even probably lost to, apart from Canelo. I would favour Crawford against everybody Amir Khan faced as well because he's that good. But Crawford hasn't got that resume. He hasn't got the fighters on his resume. And in terms of the fresher fighter, of course, the fresher fighter is Terence Crawford because he hasn't got the mileage on the clock as Amir Khan has.
Yeah, definitely. And also, of course, just recently, maybe following the recent videos and stuff and looking in the individual training camps, Crawford, his training techniques and stuff, I know he was doing a lot of underwater swimming and stuff, his breathing exercises and stuff. There's a lot of unconventional stuff, so to speak, you see with Terence Crawford, where you're thinking, is this some of the normal stuff you maybe... Because Amir Khan, he's as we've seen, he's very, very serious with his fitness. You've never seen him out of shape, whether he's fighting or whether he's not fighting. But what are your thoughts on Crawford's camp and his training so far?
To be honest, the training in terms of strength and conditioning is the same. They do that for every camp. Obviously, when it comes to the actual technical side, when they're actually boxing, obviously they'll be getting sparring partners that can emulate Amir Khan, because obviously Amir Khan is very fast of hand. So you need somebody that can emulate that when they're sparring. In terms of their strength and conditioning, that's all, like I said, that's usually the same in every camp. But in terms of the actual boxing side of things, the sparring partners, they try to emulate. So, of course, like I said, Khan's fast of hand, so they'll be getting sparring partners in that can be as quick as him. Obviously, there's not anyone out there as quick as Amir Khan, so you can only get whatever you can, the best you can get. But yeah, I don't think there's been any difference in Terence Crawford in terms of strength and conditioning training for this Khan fight.
I know you watched the press conference live, and you were making your video live as well and giving your thoughts. I picked up on Bomac, his trainer, interesting character as well. He was talking about when he was questioned. They said, we've heard a rumor that Crawford has been training with the Royal Air Force, I believe, on different kind of unorthodox, the unconventional training methods, and he went on to talk about this, like combating Khan's speed. So what have you read into that? Do you think are they worried about Khan's speed more than you think, or more than people are anticipating?
Of course they are worried about Khan's speed, because they know it's an X factor. There's no one out there that is that quick. And the thing is with Amir Khan, a lot of people say, yeah, he's quick. I remember Danny Garcia, the guy that beat Amir Khan, actually said, I knew he was fast, but when I got in with him, I thought, whoa, this is even faster than what I thought. Danny Garcia actually said he actually thought the referee was throwing punches. It was that fast. So yeah, Amir Khan's speed is unique. It's not something you can train for. When you get in there, you're not going to have faced anything like that before. So of course they are worried about it, and they know Bob Arum, his promoter,